Down tonight. Joining me now, Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters, who represents California. Congresswoman, you were one of the most outspoken opponents of this bill. What happened between this afternoon when there was a test vote and you only had 2 Democratic defections and just an hour ago when you had more than 50?
Well, as you know, we did come out of a Democratic whip meeting with a lot of support, a lot of enthusiasm, and I was feeling really good that Democrats were going to stick together and we would be able to defeat this spending bill. And something happened. I was alerted to the fact that a lot of lobbying was going on and members were being called in their offices, and I was alerted to the fact that both the President of the United States and Jamie Dimon from Chase Manhattan were making these calls. So I quickly went into action and started to call around some of the very strong opposition to this bill, members who had indicated their opposition, and they came together in my office. We took the Democratic caucus list, we divided it up, and we started lobbying, and we went to work. And we did find that there were members who had been called, and some, even though many had not changed their position, they were wondering whether or not they were doing the right thing, and the issues that we had identified early on that were problematic in that bill, both what is known as the push-out portion of the bill, where the big banks were going to basically be able to do this derivative trading with the backup by the taxpayers. That was being described incorrectly in some of this lobbying. And of course, there was another issue that had to do with how we fund conventions and increasing the amount of contributions that individuals could make so that both political parties would have a lot of money to spend on these conventions. And so we had to go back and to revisit some of the discussions that we had, and we called on our Mr. Becerra to put together a Democratic caucus. So we put together another Democratic caucus, had a great debate, great discussion. We heard from, both sides of the issue, and we eventually came to the floor. We did not know what was going to happen, and basically it was a close vote. And those of us who were opposing the bill did not prevail. And the Republicans were able to get more Democrats than I thought they would be able to get, and they were able to win on this issue.
Congresswoman Maxine Waters describing a pretty amazing scene of